Hey, somebody tell my bloody Valentine to step aside real quick because we got ourselves a brand new Valentine's Day slasher in the building, people. I saw Hard Eyes last night, and listen, this movie genuinely surprised me in more ways than one. But before we get into the video, if you are new here, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I would love to discuss some good movies with y'all. And if you are a return viewer, like I always say, welcome back, gang. Hard Eyes, a brand new slasher, is on the horizon. Just when you thought this horror subgenre was finally starting to take a seat back. I don't know what's going on in Hollywood, man, but it really seems like 2025 is going to be one of the best years in cinema that we've had in a long time. This year is genuinely setting up to be the 1999 of the 2020s. If you know anything about movies, then you know what 1999 really means. That year was phenomenal. In almost every preview that I've seen of movies coming out this year, and so far out of the movies that I've already saw this year is amazing, bro. With this movie, Hard Eyes, man, I think I found one of my new favorite slasher movies of all time. First of all, I had no expectations for this movie, bro. All I was expecting was a fun slasher with a brand new killer. That was all I was expecting. I was not expecting this. Now, the trailers did kind of give me the vibe that this was going to be a horror comedy, but I didn't really expect it to lean so much into the comedy aspect. But what's crazy is that despite them leaning so much into the comedy, they didn't lean so far into it that it took away from the horror. Because don't get it twisted. That Hard Eyes killer, that motherfucker is crazy. The kills were brutal, unique, and surprisingly, it was a lot of gore in this movie. I really think we owe the Terrifier franchise a huge thank you for bringing gore back to the main audience, because now it feels like if you're not as gory as Art the Clown, then your movie just ain't gonna hit right. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about our main stars. These two worked wonderful on screen together. You might recognize my girl from Cruel Summer and Totally Killer, a great series and a great movie. And you might recognize my boy right here from the Scream franchise. And what I really love about seeing him in this movie is the fact that the Scream franchise screwed the core four over in the worst way possible. They're no longer a thing. They fired Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega walked away. Now they're trying to do damage control by bringing Neve Campbell back, and now they got Stu coming back. Listen, that's a whole nother video. So seeing him get a chance to be back in another slasher franchise, I'm very happy about that. Also, I've been saying this for a while now. We need new slasher icons, okay? Michael Myers, hopefully he's done. I think we've had enough Michael Myers movies over the damn years. Jason, as we all know, is in complete limbo. I don't think we're ever going to get anything else Friday the 13th. I know there was a Welcome to Crystal Lake series that was going to be made by A24 on Peacock, but that wasn't even going to involve the hockey mask Jason. I think that was going to be like a prequel of him when he was a little boy. Freddy Krueger, absolutely cooked. He is done. We haven't had a Freddy Krueger movie in 15 years. And that was the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and it was absolute dog doo-doo. And before then, the last thing we had with Freddy was Freddy vs. Jason in 2003. So our OG big three slashers, I think, are actually done now. But in recent years, we did get Art the Clown, who instantly became an icon. But who else can fill in the shoes of the big three? If they keep the Hard Eyes franchise going, I genuinely believe that the Hard Eyes killer could be in that #2 spot of the big three. After that, all we need is one more. And we may already have that one more with John Carver from the Thanksgiving movie. If that turns into a franchise, then I think Hard Eyes, John Carver, and Art the Clown could be our big three. Oh yeah, and speaking of slasher icon, don't be surprised if this Halloween season, you start seeing a bunch of these motherfuckers floating around. This movie was just genuinely a fun time, man. I love when slasher movies don't take themselves too serious. Not every horror movie needs to be a Neon production or an A24 movie. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be profound. It doesn't have to be thought-provoking or riddled with metaphors to the point where you barely know what the hell going on. Sometimes you just want a simple plot, simple characters, a fun script, and some great kills. And I'm very happy that Hard Eyes did that. If you like 80s campy, goofy slasher movies, then this movie is perfect for you. This movie had like a first teenage date kind of vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Just lighthearted, but at the same time, extremely dark and gory fun. And I've been saying for a long time, not just with slasher movies, but just movies in general need to be fun again. This world, especially this country, is screwed up enough. We have enough darkness and depressing shit outside these doors. So the last thing we need is to go to the movies and also be riddled with depression and darkness. We need much more forms of entertainment that allow us to turn our brains off and just have some damn fun. And I feel like this movie did that perfectly. The plot of this movie was pretty straightforward. There's a killer who stalks couples on Valentine's Day. But who is the killer? What's their motivation? How are they able to move from city and city to state to state? Because the killings don't just happen in one location. And that added a bit of a whodunit element to the film. And whodunits always work great in slasher films. And I feel like if they make this a franchise, which I'm 1000% certain they will based on that ending, they're going to kind of go with like a Scream kind of vibe to it, where every Hard Eyes killer might be a different person with different motivations. Because the big reveal of the killer at the end was very Scream-like. But I will wait until some time passes so we can talk spoilers. I'm gonna keep it real spoiler free for right now. By the way, none of my movie reviews will be long. I'm keeping all my movie reviews short and simple. I genuinely don't see how people can make a movie review and yap about a movie that they just saw once for like 30 minutes straight. That's beyond me. I'm doing this for the people with a very short attention span, you feel me? But overall, this movie was great. I absolutely loved it. It has rewatch value. It has franchise potential. It's a solid flick. I'm giving it an easy 8 out of 10. If you've seen Hard Eyes, comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you haven't seen it, please give this video a watch. Keep everything I said in mind. Go watch it and then come back and holler at me. Again, if you are new here, please like and subscribe and drop a comment. And I'll see y'all in the next video.